I'm Alejandro Payanes. I'm a student out of UT Austin, and I'm gonna be going over my Valorant audio redesign, including Cypher's kit and the Vandal rifle. So the first part of this redesign is gonna be the Vandal and the aspects of the Vandal, such as the gunshot and the reload. Some notable things about this redesign part was it's all completely sampled, taken from different sample sources. The reload being from a reload sound of an AR-10, as well as the gunshots. The gunshots being a mix of close, medium, and far range recordings. And some of the things I added to kind of give it a little more hit was I added like a camera click to mimic the mechanical layer of the gun, of the bolt going back and forth. And I also added a kick drum to give the gunshot a little bit more bass and a little bit more oomph. So I'll go ahead and play it right here for you. And so the next part that I went on about redesigning was going to be all of the abilities in his kit and each individual one. And the first one that I went through in the video is going to be his tripwires. And so his tripwires are I would say probably about a 75-25% split between sample and synthesized. And so the sampled parts are going to be like kind of like the more physical parts of the ability. So like you hear there, the tripwire being pulled out and shuffled between his hands is there are samples of a poker chip and a metal coin being pitched up and down as it moves through his hand. I also have a piece of cloth moving there to simulate his clothing as he moves it. And the other parts of the ability that we're going to have are going to be like the cast for when he sends the tripwire over. When it lands, it's going to be a piece of metal scraping on stone to simulate like the item that it's placing onto, as well as another camera shutter like rotates to simulate it locking. Yeah, and then like the cloak you heard there as well was synthesized along with all of the other cloaks with the rest of the abilities in his kit. And the next part of the kit that I went ahead and redesigned is going to be his cage. His cage, similar to the rest of the abilities in the kit, the cloak was made in the same helm patch, and each ability's cloak was modified to give it its own distinct view. And actually, the cage itself, every single sound is going to be synthesized within helm. The opening is going to consist of two parts: a percussive opening and then kind of a tail end to give it a certain feeling, and then also the closing is going to be an alchemy preset actually that I modified to give it another kind of feeling when it's going. All right. And the last part of the kit that I have redesigned here is actually going to be his camera ability. It's just going to be its being cast and locking onto the door, locking onto the wall, and it subsequently opening and cloaking itself. These parts are all sampled as opposed to the rest of them, except for the cloak. But the samples used was pretty much just a lock, like a metal like master lock, opening and closing to simulate it locking onto the wall. And then again, another camera shutter for the rotation of the camera opening. It seemed pretty fitting. We can go ahead and play it here. Yeah. And so that's my Valorant audio redesign. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for checking it out.